All right, all right. I think we are live. What's up? What's up? This your man Orville J. Parker, aka Coach Guys. Welcome to this episode of the Daily Show podcast, guys. This is a live stream that I'm starting to do daily, man, where I'm gonna be coming on here and just talking to you guys about life, man, about current events, man. We're gonna get off into just talking about some different topics and subjects, man. And pretty much, man, one of the things that I try to communicate, and I want to communicate every single day, is that your life is always going to be what you make it. All right, your life is always going to be what you make it. All right. If you don't like the life you live, man, then change what you're doing. It's that simple. When you look around, you're looking at everything that makes up your life, man. You have to understand that it's that because that's what you've created. And the crazy thing is, man, that each day we get the choice and the opportunity to create what it is that we want to create, and if we don't like what we see, we don't like how we're living, then we need to change it, man. At the end of the day, change it. Don't complain about it. One of the things that I like to man, drop my phone. One of the things I like to just make sure that I articulate, man, when I'm talking to people is that you have to understand life is always going to give us what we settle for. It's always going to give us what we ask for, what we put a demand on. If we act like something is not a big deal in our lives, something is not important in our lives, then guess what? That's what we're going to attract to our lives. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about today is, man, I just want to kind of segment to this and talk to you guys exactly about this, that, and share with you guys how you can start rethinking the technology, internet, social media. Start rethinking how you think about these tools and how you can use technology, social media, the internet to literally go out here and live your best life. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm avid. I'm always looking at what's going on out there in the world. And so I have my antennas up for a whole lot of different things. I'm watching what's taking place in business. I'm watching what's taking place in tech. Then I jump on. I like to consume a lot of content by content creators and hear what people are talking about and doing and things like that. And what's crazy? And I think a lot of people don't get the gist of this. You know, there are millions and millions and millions and millions of people out here who have created lives that they love living because they figured out how to go in and to take this opportunity that we have in front of us, which is the internet, technology, social media, and now AI, and use it and leverage it to create their best lives. And I'm going to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. There is a trend. Now, there was this trend has been going on for years. All right, it's been going on for years because I've watched it for years. I would say almost 15 years of a lot of the younger people setting off and doing world travel when they first get out of high school. A lot of them figured out a blueprint that would allow them to do this. So what they would do is a lot of them would start businesses up that they could run from their computers. All right. And then instead of heading to college or grad school after college, they would head out the country. All right. And you were seeing this from all over the world. You had people leaving the United States, Denmark. I mean, they was just traveling, right? And they coined themselves nomads, digital nomads. And so what they would do is they would make their money online doing something, a service such as web design, programming, Some of them would sell digital products. They would do consultant work, but they figured out business models that would allow them to work from anywhere in the world. And then this is something cool that they did. Got to stay hydrated. So they started figuring out how to travel and live in exotic places. All right. And this was the thing that they figured out, that by working in the digital space, they can make money in the US, say US currency, US dollar. All right. And they could do their work from anywhere in the world because they were working on their laptops. Okay. But then a lot of places they were traveling to and going to visit, man, that's just a cool thing. Those areas, when it came to the dollar, there was a lower cost of living in those areas. So they got to play what we call a game of arbitrage. All right. They would make US dollars, convert it over to the currency of, say, like Thailand or the Philippines, where that dollar would go way further. And this allowed a lot of these younger individuals to be able to move around the world, especially over in that area. All right. And travel and see a lot of the different countries, to experience a lot of the different things. Man, they were out doing, I mean, snorkeling, doing all kind of cool stuff in other countries. And they were able to do this for a while because they figured out how to take the internet and social media and to create and live their best lives. They're running that plan, running that game plan. And one of the places you can see this, I like to go to YouTube. I like to research. And there are a lot of individuals, and we're just going to speak from a U.S. standpoint, that have left the U.S. to go live in another country. You'll see a lot of them going to Thailand, a lot of them going to Vietnam, a lot of them going to the Philippines, a lot of them going to Africa. You see them just going all over. Now, what I like to do is I like to watch and consume this content because I've always been intrigued by it. I like to live vicariously through somebody else, man. I like to just sit back and watch what they're doing. All right. Now, the cool thing is that, again, a lot of these folks have figured another strategy out that allows them to do this, and I'm gonna show you how they're doing this. All right. So here in the U.S., before they move, they're working and they're putting a little money up. They don't need a whole lot of money. They putting a little money up. Okay. Now let's say, for instance, that I was wanting to relocate to say to Thailand. I wanted to relocate to Thailand. I was gonna go live in Thailand. So this is why content, like I talk about on here, is so important, because when you learn how to create content, like what I'm doing right now is called talking head content. When you see people walking around and they're recording from anywhere and everywhere, that's called vlogging. All right. And then you have some people that do a hybrid of both of them, right? But the whole key is content. So if you're okay with creating content and getting on camera, there's a lot you can do to unlock your life. All right. And I'm going to show you how these people have been able to relocate, move somewhere else to live, and be able to thrive and enjoy themselves. Okay. So I follow a lot of these individuals online. So let's say, for instance, there's somebody who wants to move to Thailand. So this is what they'll do. They'll set up a YouTube channel. They'll do their Facebook, their TikTok, and their Instagram. Now, you guys do understand that a lot of your content you create can be pushed to all the platforms without you making content for each platform. So what they'll do is they'll get on there, and first of all, they get comfortable with that camera. They get comfortable with talking on that camera. Okay. Then what they'll do is they will announce. First of all, they introduce themselves. All right, and then they Then they would announce what they're talking about doing. Okay. Okay. So they'll say, okay, well, look, what I'm doing with this channel is I'm going to document my journey. And this is what I'm getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to do my research and I'm getting ready to figure out how I can relocate to Thailand. All right. And I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to sell everything I got. And then I'm going to relocate to Thailand. All right. So that starts the process. And this is how. So what they'll start doing is they'll start jumping on camera and they'll start sharing with their audience or their viewers their process of thinking about the move, planning the move, researching the move, and they'll communicate. Then what happens is they start building up this following and this audience that buys into what they're doing. Okay? And so what they're doing is they're documenting this lifestyle change. They're documenting it while they're prepping to do it. All right? So they're building all this content doing this and they're building these followers up. All right? Then what'll happen is once they get to a level that they're ready to execute on it, they'll quit the job. All right, and you'll see them talking about quitting the job. Hey guys, today is my last day at the job, and they might show some content before they go in to work, some content while they're at work, and some content when they come out of there. All right, so now the audience has had a chance to experience that with them. All right, now you're going to see them, and they'll be documenting selling off all the furniture and everything in the house and stuff. They'll be sharing with you guys where they're going to live at in Thailand. So you'll be looking at the houses, the apartments, the culture, the food. They'll be sharing all that with you guys in their content. Okay, but now this is what the smart ones do too. The smart ones figure out a way to generate income online before they make that move. So it might be doing freelance work on something like Fiverr or one of those freelance sites. It might be selling their own digital products. It might be working as an affiliate selling somebody else's products. But while they're documenting that preparation and planning and leading up to quitting that job, they're figuring out a way to make some money. Now, this is the thing. To go live in somewhere like Thailand, you don't have to make a lot of money. I mean, you could probably live in Thailand very comfortable for $1,500 a month. And it used to be cheaper than that, but so many expats that went there that it's up now. But $1,500 a month, man, you can live real good. So the person here that's making that move don't have to make a lot of money. All right, they can get $1,500 for one source, $500 for three different sources, but they'll do that. So then you'll see them documenting, they're shooting content, documenting them selling everything and packing up everything, and they're telling you how they're feeling about this and this and this. All right, then they make the move, they relocate. All right, so now they're in Thailand. Okay, so you followed them as a viewer. You watched their whole journey of thinking of this idea, planning it out, putting the things in place, quitting the job, packing up the house, selling everything, flying to Thailand. Now, when they get to Thailand, they have a whole nother story, whole nother journey for you to follow along with them on. So they get to Thailand, they got to find a place. They do that. They got to figure out where to eat, where to go shop at, how to move around, transportation. Now, while they're doing this, they're documenting everything. They're shooting content, man. They got GoPros on. They got their little cameras. They're shooting. They're walking around their place, stuff like that. And every day they get up, they're shooting content, sharing with you that experience. All right? Sharing with you that experience. They're documenting it all. Okay? But this is the thing. Everything they're documenting, man, becomes something that they can compile and sell. Because is it true to say that if you watch them successfully do that, all right, go from working a job to creating a little income on the side to quit the job, sell off everything, plan this move, go move to this exotic place and do it, and then get over there And you see that little money they're making goes a long way. They're living like a king or a queen over there, eating good every day, moving around, a beautiful place. They're going to the ocean. They're doing all this cool stuff. And you see all this. And you might say, okay, well, that's something I want to do. All right. So you stay engaged in their story. And when they get over there, all they're doing is turning that camera on and just shooting that content, right? Shooting that content and sharing it with you guys. Now, there's a lot of people following them for that. Now, while they're over there, now they're starting to loosen up more and do things that they always wanted to do because now they're free from that job and they're free from that life. Okay. And what they did was they leveraged the power of the internet, they leveraged the power of social media, and they created a strategy and a plan. And they got the hell out of that job that they didn't like. They got the hell out of that community, that area they didn't like, that country they didn't like. And they were able to relocate to somewhere beautiful, somewhere exotic, and they're starting to live their best life. Now, while they're over there, now, man, they have all these roads to all this content and all these experiences. And what they do from that point is they just document. And now that they're over there, they got something to sell you guys. All right, guys, I'm putting together an ebook. All right, I'm putting together an ebook, and it's going to break down to you guys the step by steps that I did now to get free from my job, sell everything I have, make a little income online, travel and fly across the world, and now live in an exotic place where every day I get up, I'm having all these new experiences and stuff, and I'm enjoying life, living life. All right. So now they get over there, they might hook up with an expat community. So there's other people from all the other places, United States, all over. So now they have this community. That's a whole nother level of information. That's a whole nother level of figuring out things and how to do things and stuff like that. And so they're telling you, hey, look, I'm coming out with this guide, guys, and it's going to teach you how to do everything that I've done to this point. And this is the cool thing about social media and the internet. And this is why I tell you guys, document everything, shoot the content. You don't have to wonder if they know what they're talking about because they documented it. There's video and content going way back to when they was just thinking about it. All right. There's content showing this whole process. So that's credibility. All right. There is verifiable content out there showing that they know what they're talking about. All right. Then all they do is take that little information, man, and they compile it into a small membership site, like a small school group. You could do that, man, for $10 a month now. You can go in and get school for $10 a month. They could take that framework they did, put it back there, and open the doors on it. All right. They could sell it for as cheap as $10, for as expensive as, let's say, $47.99 for an ebook. All right. But right then and there, they've created a perpetual money machine for them. Because now that they're over in that exotic area, all right, they're constantly making content. They're constantly sharing their journey with you guys. And they're constantly figuring things out that other people who want to do the same thing is going to want to know. So now their day by day life is part of their business because they're gathering data and experiences. And then they're taking that data and experiences and they're putting it into a digital product that they sell. All right. So now they've leveraged the internet and social media to go live their best life. Isn't that crazy? Isn't it crazy how simple it is? But that's the thing that I've been peeping out. But you know what keep a lot of people from doing this? And I'm gonna keep it real with you. This is what keep a lot of people from doing this. By the time a lot of people discover the power of the internet, the power of social media, and what you can do on social media, a lot of people is buried in debt, responsibilities, and things that they feel that they can't stop or walk away from. So they see the opportunity out there, but they can't seize the opportunity. Because even though they would love to do that, they would want to do that, They have too many responsibilities and stuff. And that's what I think is the cool thing about the way the young person think, or the person who isn't afraid to take massive action when it comes to change, because they don't have those hangups. It is not hard to go out and live your best life leveraging technology and social media. It's not. It's not. And guys, you could take that. There's a family I watch, I follow. I've been following them now for almost like, I know it's almost like a year and something. Almost like a year and something, almost 2 years. All right, and here was the story of the family. They was doing pretty decent. They were living in the suburbs. It's an African American couple. They was living in the suburbs. All right. Now the father himself, the guy, he had his backstory was, he had ended up going to jail for selling drugs. Had did some time in prison, got out, ran into his current wife. They met at church, got married, had some kids. Okay, she was a I think she's like a professor at a college, and he was running his own business. He started up a ministry, and then he was running his own business. And the business that he was running was he was putting up dog kennels, dog runs. You seen how the people had them fences where their dogs can run around in. He was doing those. All right, he was doing custom those, doing those for years. All right, then they did that for a while, and then they kept talking about that they wanted to relocate to the country. Okay, so they started planning, and to make a long story short, they made a move. They bought some land. I think they're down in Georgia. Bought some land, and they bought a mobile home. They sold their house and everything. Sold their house, and this is what they did at first. They bought a camper, like a pull-along camper, hooked it to their truck, went out to the land. All right, I remember seeing these days when they got out there, man. So they had so many acres. I think they got like 20 something acres, and they had this pull-along camper in their truck. Now they're documenting all this, right? They're documenting all this. So they make this move. They got 3 little boys, and they move out to the country. Now they're close enough to where the wife still can go to work, so she goes back in and goes to work, right? But the husband, he's full time. I guess you would call him a farmer at this time, okay? And so what he does is he starts to work on fixing the land and getting the living situation in order. So he's they have an old mobile home, like an old trailer they bought, and they got it sitting over, and they're living out of a pull along pop up camper. All right, so on the first part, you see him going in and redoing the camper, painting it and all that kind of stuff for them to live on. All right, the boys are homeschooled, so they go through that process of doing it with the camper. Then he starts working on the mobile home, and then over so many months, you watch them work on the mobile home and transform that thing into a pretty nice place to live in. Beautiful, right? Then he goes from there and he starts building out the homestead, the farm. And he's buying animals, he's building buildings, he's getting trees cut down, power line, doing all this stuff of developing out this land, and you get to follow along with it. All right. His mother was she's a retired sheriff, and so his mother's coming out there to visit with them and stuff, and she's getting involved in some of the projects. And then she wants a piece of land. So then they go through the whole process of so many months looking for her land. And they get her land, and then they go through the same process with her getting her place to stay, working on her place to stay. And then I think I've been watching now for two years, I think. And I've watched them take that dream of theirs and take action on it and create some content around it, to now when he did his earnings report about, man, it had to be almost like 8 months ago, pretty close to a year. But he said he was generating $25,000 a month in earnings from YouTube alone for him just shooting and sharing the content. Really think about that. Really think about that. So here's again another couple had a dream of how they wanted to live life, right? And they sat down and said, okay, here's a plan that we can do. And this is doable. And they said, okay, well, let's take our camera and let's shoot some content and document this whole process and this journey and share this with the world via social media. And by doing that, and then just taking one step at a time, one foot in front of the other, they were able to exit their old life, move into this new life, and then establish themselves in this new life. And they took their viewers along for the journey. And that allowed for them to be able to monetize them living their best life. And so, as of right now, think about this. When you get up, your work is what you love to do already. It's what you want to do already. Think about how cool that is. And so that's one of the things, when I'm sitting here working on things, that's what I'm thinking, that a lot of us, man, we could literally live our best lives with what we have in front of us. But it's crazy how many of us don't know that we have that in front of us. Like right now, guys, I'm gonna give you guys just some, what's the word? Just some ideals. I'm gonna throw some things out here that you could be doing totally different. And in 90 to 120 days, we all could be living a different life. Okay, first of all, when it comes to learning and getting to know, the internet has all the information. It's all there, man. There's no reason for us to be ignorant on anything between YouTube and blogs, courses, books, and now AI. We can access any information, do anything. Okay, so that's there. That's not a problem. And that's there. Okay, networking resources. It's all there online. Everything you need is there. Everybody you need to talk to, everybody you need to connect with is online. Okay, frameworks, how to, proven systems, all online. All right. There's a lot of people out there that's doing what you want to do or have done it to a certain degree that you don't even have to worry about going out there and creating the blueprint from the ground up. You could just plug in to what somebody else has done. All right. And you can skip a lot of the learning curve, a lot of the of hitting up the brick walls. You can circumvent that. Okay. But then the ability to generate income that you can use to live the life that you want to live, or to generate income living the life that you want to live, is all there. So the only thing that I think people are lacking on is just a really understanding of what all you can do, and I guess the resourcefulness and the clarity to be able to see what's in front of you and then just do it. Just do it. I mean, you want to lose weight. Use the internet to help you lose weight. Go to bodybuilding.com, go to all these fitness sites where you got just years and years of people that have been sharing documentation on how to eat and how to lose weight, and go plug into those communities. Start talking and interacting with like-minded people. You got things such as Reddit, that they got forums that's been around for years where people just talk about things. All right. You got a lot of communities out there, like on a school platform, that you could plug into around fitness and weight loss. Plug in. All right. Chat GPT now will help you get your diet and everything. It would get your diet. It would tell you what to eat. It would set your workout regimen up in the gym, or if you're doing calisthenics at home, it would put all that in place for you. All right. And I'm gonna tell you something else that Chat GPT would do, and you could do this with the public. All right. You need accountability partners. All right, get on your social media, make a video telling people that this is what you're getting ready to do, and you want them to hold you accountable. And then you got to commit to something like this. You got to tell them, well, every day, this is what I'm gonna do, guys. Every day I'm gonna jump on this camera and I'm gonna let you guys know how I did every single day for 90 days. All right. Now with Chat GPT, you could program Chat GPT to hold you accountable, to where every day it will hold you accountable. But ChatGPT now has a planning and a notification feature, where, like, I was talking to my custom version of ChatGPT, my AI Vic, the other day, and we were talking about something that I needed him to remind me of the next day. And so he went ahead and put that in on my Apple Calendar, made a notification for it that he was going to remind me the next day about it. Ain't that powerful? So really think about that, guys. Really think about that. Look at your life and say, okay, what in my life would I change? And why would I change it? And what would I change it to? Then you have to ask yourself, okay, well, what's keeping me from doing that thing in my life? What's holding me back from doing that? Why am I not doing that? And then utilize what you have in front of you. Guys, I tell you, if you're not using AI as your personal everything, your personal assistant, your coach, your expert in your pocket, man, you're missing out. But go to AI and ask them, how do I do this? And it will give you a blueprint to do it. And then all you need to do is take and start saying, okay, this is what I want to change. This is what I want to change. This is what I want to change. And start putting together a framework and a strategy and a plan to get that accomplished, leveraging the internet and social media. Because think about this, guys. Think about this. Think about this. And I'm going to show you guys something. So, with this piece of content that I create here, every time I shoot video, all right, it's not for me just to shoot video. That's not my ultimate goal. That's not the outcome I'm working towards. That's not what I'm doing. I shoot content to keep teaching myself how to shoot content and to stay in the process of learning, right? But let me show you how this can be done. Okay? So you guys know I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I work from home. I am working on building multiple streams of income. One of my income streams you guys see all over my Facebook page. That's Avatar Pop. That's the new small design agency I launched where I create the avatars. We have the Pixar style avatars we do, which are these right here. All right, let me show you guys. So here's one of Lil Wayne right here. All right, so we do those. All right, and then we have our photorealistic ones that we do. And I don't even know if I have one in here. Yeah, I got one of me. I'll show you guys. All right, let's pull this one up here. So this is Avatar. All right, that's not real. I never went to the Grand Canyon and never shot that. All right, so in a nutshell, this is one of my business models that I have. One of my businesses. So now, let's say, for instance, that I wanted to change my life. Okay, which I am working on changing my life. Let's say that I needed this business to make me $200 a day. And that's what I want this business to do. I want it to make me $200 a day. All right. So all I have to do is go in and look at it and say, okay, what do I need to do to make $200 a day? And let's reverse engineer it. We're gonna walk through it. Okay. Give me a minute. And I'm gonna take you guys and we're gonna show you how you do this. All right, we're gonna walk through it. All right, so let me go here. I'm gonna go to Avatar Pop. I forgot I cleared my cache out, so a lot of things that I had loaded up here aren't loaded up here anymore. All right, so this is how you could do it. Okay, so I have this show, the daily show that I do. Okay, and pretty much I come on here every day and I just stream live. I stream live on on Facebook and on YouTube. Excuse me. And I come on here and I just talk about content and how to make money around content and in the digital space. Right? Now, let's say for instance that I need to generate 5,000 a month in net profit. All right, I need to generate 5,000 a month in net profit. And let's say that I want to do it around Avatar Pop. not around anything. I want to do it around Avatar Pop. Okay, so this is how I would use the internet to do this. Okay, and what I would do with it. Give me a minute. All right, give me a minute. All right, so this is what I would do. Okay, and I'm gonna show you exactly kind of what I'm doing now with it, and so you kind of get an idea on it. Okay, I'm gonna break down the whole system to you guys. All right. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull up my Facebook page. Okay, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how simple this can be. But I'm not saying it's easy. But I'm gonna show you how simple this could be for you to literally change your life. Okay, for you to literally change your life. So this is what I would do. All right, so I look at my life. I say, okay, what all do I need to change? And we're going to work with some real world stuff. I'm going to talk to you guys about some things I'm really working on. Okay, so I need to get some weight down. Right now, I think I'm at 235. I want to be down to 200. So I need to lose 35 pounds. All right, so that's a given. Bam. Two is that I'm always looking to increase income. Okay, so with that thought process, I want to take this new venture that I've launched, which is I call it a design agency, Avatar Pop Studios. So even though we're making avatars, we're going to make logos, things like that also too. All right. But right now, this is a startup, right? I just in the last 5 weeks, I think I have to go back and do the math. I went in and learned how to do the work, and then I spent like the last 3 weeks. It only took me like 2 weeks to learn. And I spent like the last 3.5 to 4 weeks of just making a lot of them so I could just get the experience on doing that. Now, what I did also was I took the idea and I turned it into a real business. So I got a brand name and I got the website, built the website, and then I started talking about it, and I've got paying customers now. All right. So one thing is that we know I got a health thing. I want to lose weight. Second thing is I want to get this business established. Okay. All right. So this is how I would do it. So the first thing is that I understand that social media is my best play for this. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create content. I'm gonna create content and I'm gonna share it on social media. Okay. And then inside that content, that's gonna allow me to be able to share my process and my journey. Remember how we talked about the other example, the person moving to Thailand. It's gonna allow me to share my process and my journey, but then it's also going to constantly give me a platform to sell from. All right. So this is what I did, and this is what I'm doing. Okay. So I took my Facebook profile and I optimized it for me to be able to leverage the internet and leverage social media. All right. And we're gonna go over there and I'm gonna show it to you guys. So the first thing I did was I set my social media up to be a hub. All right. And Facebook. So I went over and I got everything branded and everything together. So when a person comes over here, they get to know me. Okay, if you look here at the top, I have a post pin. All right, and on this post, I'm introducing myself. All right, and the business Avatar Pop Studios. I'm not even talking about my other business, just Avatar Pop Studios. All right, so I introduced that. All right, then over here on the left, I have links out to my website. Okay. So now I have a way of sharing my business and getting to the money. Okay. If you notice here, it says design start at $97. So we know for every one that I sell, a minimum of one, I'm gonna make $97. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When a person orders from me, they never only spend $97. It don't happen. All right. So we said that I wanted to make $200 a day. Okay, in this hypothetical thing. All right. So this is what I'll do. So I'll say, okay, how can I create a system that I can get up every day and do it that will help me lose the weight, help me build this business, and then help me generate enough attention to where I can attract at least 2 paying customers to me a day, and that would get me to the $6,000 mark. All right. And this is how simple this is. All right. But it's not easy, if that makes sense. So I'm going to use social media to do it. So Facebook's going to be my hub, and I am going to use other platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and X. But Facebook is going to be my hub. So what I did was I went out and I registered OrvilleJParker.com. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and put it in here. We'll see how it responds because I just cleared out my cache, though. All right, but I did that. Okay, so that takes it here. So that allows me to take my Facebook page now and turn that into a website and a blog. That's very important because everything with my weight loss, everything with my business and stuff, I want to create content and share that with the world. All right. In the first place, I want to share that is on Facebook. So now when I'm talking to people, I'm promoting out there, I could do this right here. See, if you've seen the way that I had this, I introduce myself, I talk about my business, then I say my Facebook page serves as a hub. And if you want to stay connected to what I'm doing or just keep in contact with me, go over to OrvilleJParker.com. All right. And that will take a person to my Facebook. All right. So they can always come back to this. This is where I want them to come. I don't want them to catch my content in their feed. I want them to come over to my profile because I have it set up like a website. Okay. I'm putting my content out there a certain way. So the way this works is that this is just like a blog. So your most recent content is at the top and your oldest content is at the bottom. Okay. But now this is the cool thing about Facebook, why I love Facebook so much. First of all, Facebook has been around. Okay. It's been around forever. All right. It's an OG when it comes to social media. Has over 1 billion people there. Anybody and everybody that you know is on Facebook. All right. So if I had to be connected with one platform that would allow me to be able to build out my personal brand, communicate, create content, deploy it, it would be Facebook. Even though YouTube is better when it comes to video and getting views and stuff, I still think Facebook is better when it comes to connecting with the person. All right. So the hub is Facebook. So now I have a place that I can go to every day and I can shoot content, write content, and share it with an audience. Okay. So that's step one. Then all I would do from there is, I'm going to kind of take you guys over, and I don't know if we're going to be able to do it because, like I said, I don't logged out of everything. But on TikTok, I think I have about 2,200 followers. On Facebook, let me see what the number was. On Facebook, I have 3.6 thousand followers. On Instagram, I have about 1,300. On YouTube, I have about 350 on my YouTube channel. Okay, so all of them are right to be developed. Okay, so this is what I'll do. Okay, so every day I'll create content where I'm sharing those two things. Okay, so on the daily show, I'll jump on here and I'll talk to you guys. Okay, guys, here's my update on my health. Here's my update on my working out. So today I did good. I stayed consistent with my diet. This is what I ate, got to the gym, did this kind of workout. Boom. That's part of my daily show now. That's part of the content that I create. All right. All right. We're talking about the business. Hey, guys, check out these new avatars I created. Let me show you guys these two. I'm going to show you kind of what I talk about. I got these. Look at that, man. That's a new Kobe avatar that I did. Ain't that smooth? All right. And there's another one there. Okay. But anyway, so I'll talk to you guys about the business, what we got going on with that, and bam. So right there inside of this content, my daily content, I was able to talk to you guys about the weight loss. And so there's the content I'm creating around that. And then there's the accountability. All right. But then I was able to talk to you guys about the business, Avatar Pop, and what we're doing and what's going on with that. Inside of me talking about anything and everything else on this show, because my monthly stream is for me to talk about anything. Man, I want to talk about current events, man. I want to talk about content, how to make a little money, just all that inside this daily show. Right? Now, By doing that, all right, follow what I'm saying. By setting my social media up the way that we just explained and discussed, and by creating a daily platform for me to create content in an organized manner and be able to jump on here and do it in an organized manner every single day. And by leaning into and knowing how to leverage the internet to go learn, discover, figure out, and then do all the things we talked about, communities, be part of communities, leverage Chat GPT to figure out how to do things. You're doing all this, but then you bring it right back here to the central location and you deploy it. You deploy the content every single day. All right. Now let's talk about making this $200 a day with Avatar Pop and show you how you would do this with your content and stuff. So we got the hub set up. We got a place where we can go. We could post our content. I could post pictures of me working out. I could post pictures of my food that I ate that day. I jump on here. I could talk about what we done. I'm sharing my avatars. I'm sharing um, everything all on these social media platforms, and I'm learning using the technology, AI, and access to the information. Then I'm doing and sharing it with you guys. All right. Yep. So here's that. Remember I was telling you guys about that Chat GPT notification? Yeah. It just came through, which is really cool. All right. But anyway, so now I'm doing that. Okay. So now I'm saying, okay, well, now I need to make this money with these avatars. So how will I run this play with the internet and the content to get there? And this is all you would do, guys. This is all you got to do. All right. So let me show you guys again. All right. So let me go back. Let me share my screen again. Okay. So this is what I want you guys to understand. You don't need a lot of followers or a lot of engagement to make money. All right. You just need somebody to buy something. Okay. So we already established that with Avatar Pop Studios, if we're going to make $6,000 a month with this income stream, we're going to need to sell 2 of these a day. All right. Because we make a minimum of $97, which I told you I never just do the basic. People always ordering more or they order multiples. All right. But we need to do that. So we need to sell 2 a day to hit that 6,000 a month. All right. So we got website in place. We got our order form in place where people can put their information in. And that's another thing, guys. On here, I don't just put a price on here because I want to talk to them and find out what all they want done. Then I give them the total price. I let them know that it starts with 97. So when they fill out the information here, it's going to shoot me an email and a text and let me know that they filled this information out. Then I just get back with them. Okay. So that's how we do it. All right. So anyway, we got that. So this is all you would do. So each day that I get up, I create content. Now with Avatar Pop Studios, okay? With Avatar Pop Studios, let me just show you guys. We have 2 different types. Well, we have ads that we're getting ready to do now too. All right, but we have 2 different types of avatars that we create. Believe it or not, me on this bike, that's an avatar. That's a digital representation of me. All right. I wasn't on that bike. I wasn't in front of that building. All right. So here at Avatar Pop, we can make what we call a photorealistic avatar. That's what that is. And we have a process where we collect a lot of data, collect a lot of pictures from you, and then we feed all this into our AI, and then our AI takes and it's trained on you, and then we can create realistic images of you. All right. So here are the 2 types of avatars to do. We do the Pixar style one. That's the one you see up here with the guy with the Cardinals on. And then, believe it or not, guys, this next one is an avatar. That's a AI twin of me. All right. So you guys follow what I'm saying. So with that stated, then what I do with my social media is is that I just put and share avatars with my social media following every day, but I wrap it around content. I wrap it with content. All right. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So this is the one that we pinned. So let's just see what we did in the last couple of days. All right. So here, this is what I just uploaded today because I haven't even uploaded any content today. I did this one right here, right before I got on. All right. So it says, which avatar do we go with for Dallas? All right. Leave your comment below. And basically, this is two different designs of avatars. Okay. And what I'm looking for here is engagement on this when people start looking at it. But then I'm also creating content to show our skills, all right, to show our quality. All right. So that's a post there. So now here is another piece of content I did yesterday that I'm doing today, which is the Daily Show, and I did that. All right. And here is another piece of content, and this is an avatar, guys. This is not my couch. I have a blue couch, and I have blue all throughout my house, but this is not my house, right? This is an avatar I created. This is an AI clone. All right. So I create the graphic to go along with the information. All right. And that's me putting content out. And then I have a way, I got this monetized with one of my funnels, right? But this is an example of my avatar. So now I've put out two different avatars here. All right. So this is another thing I do. I'll take and we'll create an artist, an avatar for an artist. Then we'll match it up with Facebook. Allows you to put music, and they give you a list of music that you can run. So I match the avatar with the music, and I put it on here, and that allows me to put content out. But it also allows me to share with potential customers again our level of quality and skill. All right. So that's what that is there. All right. You come here. This is something new that we're rolling out, which are going to be avatar based ads for businesses. Okay, so working on concepts for this. So this is one here, and that's what the ad looks like. Let me make sure you guys still can see. All right, so that's what the ad looks like there. Okay, and I'm just sharing with my viewers that we got this coming out. All right, this is another income stream. All right, and then over here we talk about the price packages and stuff that we're thinking about rolling with that. All right, but that's another piece of content, but that's another promotion. All right, here, this is me. This is an avatar. All this was generated by AI. All right, again, information there. Same thing here. Another sample of an avatar. All right, and information there. Same thing here. All right, this is showing the local business owner that we just made and integrated into that app. So you guys follow what I'm saying? Okay. So by me doing social media the way that I do social media, this allows for me every day to get up and to organically, all right, naturally share content with my audience. But inside that content, I am putting my product in there. Now, on every piece of content that you see with an avatar, I'm asking a person to buy. I'm letting them know that we can make custom avatars for them, and they can come over. To Avatar Pop Studios to get that. Now I'm not running ads yet, so here soon you're going to see me running ads. But right now, I just built it in. I baked it into my daily method of creating content. And so now with this show here, I'm going to be going live three times a day with this. So on this show, I have the ability of talking live. All right. And I'm not expecting a whole lot of engagement on Facebook and on YouTube, but here soon I will be live with TikTok. I'll be going live with TikTok. So I'll have another camera here, which will be my phone, where I'll be live on TikTok. But I'm expecting to get a lot of engagement on TikTok. All right. But that happens every day. But every day you're going to see 3 lives and you'll see 3 recorded videos that hit my timeline. And those videos just keep working for me. All right. Now, out of all that across all the platforms, the whole thing is to create enough content and to ask people to buy in all of my content, to where after a while, I'm getting so many orders a day. Okay. But now another strategy I'm getting ready to work on is what we call DM marketing, direct messaging inside of the messaging on social media. So what that means is, so like on Facebook, I would find 10, 20 customers that I want to target for avatars, and I'll just jump in their DM. I'll jump in their DM, drop off one of my avatars, say, here's a sample of my work. This is what we do over here. Come over to our website, check out what we do. And I'll do that. All right. Now, out of doing that so many times a day, which I could do super fast, you get out of so many of them, you get an order, right? You guys see what the math looks like. I'll do the same thing on Instagram. I'll do the same thing on TikTok. Okay. So not only would I be putting out my organic content, but I'll be jumping into DMs also too. Not spamming, just introducing myself, sharing my avatar, and inviting them to go back and check out the content in the avatars. All right. But then after that, what I'm getting ready to work on this week, and I'm going to share this with you guys, I'm getting ready to start running boosted posts and ads on Facebook. All right. And so that's paid traffic. All right. But now this is the thing. This is the thing. It doesn't take me a long time to do what I'm talking to you guys about. Right now, the longest time I spend is doing these lives and this long form content, which I really don't have to do, but I really want to do it because I want to be able to get in and really break down things to you guys. All right. But I really can get in and do what I need to do in 30 minutes to an hour a day, to be honest with you. And that's without doing the DMs. That's just with creating content. But if I want to do the whole DM marketing and I want to jump into 20 inboxes that day, I could probably be in and out of my work in 2 hours. All right. But this is how you do, guys. This is exactly what you do if you want to use social media to live your best life. You use it to learn, use it to connect with other like-minded individuals and to build community. And then you use it to be able to transform your life, lose the weight, establish a new business. All right, be able to communicate with others. Don't think of it just as something where you go scroll and consume. Think of social media as a tool. How can I leverage this to help me make changes in my life and to get out there and create the life that I want to live? Think about this, guys. It's nothing like getting up in the morning and having a chance at creating your own income outside of a job. It's nothing like it. Because you get up, man, you don't have to worry about rushing nowhere. You don't have to answer nobody. And if you're running your own thing, then there's no limit on how much you can make. All right. Think about that. Think about how it would feel to be free. Think about how it would feel to be free. And every day that you get up, you are pursuing what you want to pursue. See, I don't know if you guys really understand what we have in front of us, man. With the internet, AI, and a little creativity, man, there's so much that you can do. You know, and that's why I love about I love about TikTok, man. And don't get me wrong, Facebook, I love you too. But on TikTok, man, you get to see everything. People be over there living the best of their lives, man. They over there making money, selling stuff. They got group chats going on. I mean, it's such a engaged platform. And I believe that a lot of people, man, if you're not on that platform, I would run over there before the ban really hits. So, you know, TikTok is getting banned. It's changing. But I would run over there and just spend some time just engaging with the lives and the content over there. And you're going to see what I'm talking about. There's this whole other ball game. And even like with myself, guys, think about this. Right now, I'm not doing any drive anymore. I used to do logistics. I used to deliver for Amazon and Walmart as one of my businesses. And I haven't done that since the beginning of the year. I do it every little bit here and there. Okay. But so most of everything I do is all from home. I do not have to leave my home anymore. Really think about that. I don't have to leave the house anymore. Everything I do is here from home. Imagine what your life would look like if you didn't have to leave home anymore. And some of you guys might work remotely, but imagine what your life would look like if you didn't have to leave home and you were doing your own thing. All right. That's what you can do with the plan, with social media, with the internet. All right. Very, very powerful. So hope you guys got something from that, man. Hope you got something from that. If you haven't had a chance, make sure you run over to avatarpopstudios.com. Go over and check out, man. We got some really cool, creative avatars over there. Our avatars are good for birthdays. So, like, you might have a loved one that's getting ready to strike a new age and you want to get them a present, you can get them an avatar. We can make an avatar of them. That way they can use their avatar as a piece of art on their social media, but then they can also, we give it to you like in a transparent background and you can overlay it. Like I got this live stream overlaid, the Daily Show. They can overlay it over their videos. We also give you a printed version, a 12 by 18 full color high gloss photo paper inside of a frame inside of that. So you're going to get really 5 versions of your avatar and also a piece of printed artwork for that $97. Very, very, very good birthday gift for friends, family, things like that. And then if you are a influencer out here, just a content creator trying to build a personal brand, go ahead and check us out. Go ahead and check us out. We can help you with that. We have photorealistic avatars. We have our Pixar based avatars. Go check us out, man. Yeah, you'll be happy that you did. All right, Orville J. Parker, aka Coach. I'll catch you guys on next video. God bless.